Yo, people, what's going on? What's going on? We're back. We're back.
Yes.
2021.
Yes.
Here with your boy Lex.
And Shubbz.
You know what I'm saying? You telling me?
Nothing much, man. It's nothing much. It's been a good start to the year. It's been a minute. Got a lot to chop up and talk about, don't we? So,
no, word.
So yeah, I can't complain at all, man. Things are moving. So
yeah, word. Things are moving.
Yeah,
still.
how's everything with you?
Everything's good, you know. Everything's good still. Like obviously 2020 was just a mad year. Obviously I don't really do the New Year resolution thing, innit?
Yeah.
So obviously 2021 come in, I was like, cool, you know what? Let me actually use this time to kind of just realign myself spiritually. That was like something that's priority on my list, innit? And then I wrote down like everything I want to achieve this year. So I done that, and then bro, since doing that, obviously like praying and fasting, do you know what I'm saying? Doing that obviously with you, I can see stuff happening now, do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely.
like, bro, my head, like 2 weeks ago, my head kind of went.
Yeah.
I was like, God, bro, give me a sign, G. Like, give me a sign, fam. Like, I went mad. Do you know what I'm saying? And then that night, like before I went to bed, man, must have opened my Bible app and read scripture that like it's based on the Bible app, and it's like an Instagram story kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you play it as a prayer, there's a video and that in it, and you have like 3 options. It was like, what do you need? What do you need to trust God with? And one of the options was your future plans. I was like, all right, cool, bro's giving me a sign, innit? So I was like, that's all I need. Do you know what I'm saying?
Your signs come from different ways, innit?
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. And then after that, bro, the following week, things just started happening at pace, bro. So, yeah, man.
Happy to hear. Yeah, very much, on the same page in terms of just realigning like, my focus. Like you said, this year I'm really trying to focus on the less to get more. So I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with big goals or kind of, just making sure I'm doing what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? And just really trying to focus on like systems over goals, because I've been reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and one thing he says all the time is like, for you to kind of establish a habit, you need to put a lot of things in place for it to be as easy as possible, as attractive and as obvious as possible. And I'll definitely recommend everyone to read that book. But even just like, for example, systems are what's going to make you keep doing it. Goals is kind of like you do it, and then like once you achieve it, what's next? But he also said something which was very insightful. Is like 2 Olympians, or like for example, 2 Olympians, they both have a goal, right? To get the gold medal. But how comes one person gets the gold and the other doesn't? Is it because one's goal was bigger when they started the same goals? And he kind of just studied and said it's the systems that get them to achieve that goal. For example, he talked about the British cycling team. They always used to struggle with coming first, even like getting into Tour de France. But a new coach came in and put a system which was very much like reassessing like the cushions on the seats, what they wore to practice, what they trained, what they ate, their diet, all that kind of stuff. And those are systems, right? So just building that system kind of helps you achieve everything you want to, rather than goals. Because, for example, me and you both have a goal to get a job at one place, right? And what's going to make me better than you to achieve that? Is it that my goals are bigger or yours is bigger? It's very, very much my system in terms of getting there. So that's kind of how I do my preparation for the interviews, how I prepare for the assessment centers and all that kind of stuff. So really focusing into systems was very much something I'm really trying to establish and build, especially now where I'm like building my agency. So that was very much something that I was really kind of focusing on and just learning. So one thing I did at the start of the year, I wrote down, I got a notebook. I wrote in it like the title, how to build a 6-figure agency, right? And everything, I'm just kind of putting it into systems, writing everything down. So eventually it becomes like a manual book. Do you know what I mean? Like a tool that anyone can come in, or even anyone can replicate, and they can now build something similar, or
Yeah.
someone can come in at a different point,
Yeah.
whether that's a salesman or someone on the marketing team
Yeah.
or someone in the product team. They know how the business operates rather
Yeah.
than me like winging it. And one thing like is just simplifying everything, making sure like it's simple to understand, simple to use, designed in a way where it's like friendly for anyone to kind of come in and be able to jump on and understand what we do, how we do it, why we do it, and how they can get involved as well. So just really simplifying everything. I feel like not that I used to make life complicated, but you kind of try and add too many things, and you just got to put it on like the first principles, like the basic principles of what it is you're trying to achieve, how to achieve it, and just kind of working towards that.
There's two things that stood out to me that I want to touch on. Yeah, first one was habits, and the second one was goals. Yeah, so some of the habits that I do every day, right? As soon as I wake up, I give thanks for the day, pray, make my bed as well, and I do yoga. I do about 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes even 30 minutes of yoga. And then like I play like lo-fi music just to set the tone for the day. And bro, since doing that, fam, my mind is just clear, fam. It's clear. And the thing is like, the reason why I chose to make my bed every morning, right? Because it's very easy to just get out of bed and just leave it. But making your bed gives you a sense of achievement and gratification
straight away.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, okay, you're already setting the terms. Like, okay, I've achieved this. So it's like, okay, what else can I achieve? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then and yeah, like just setting habits for yourself. Obviously, it just gets your mind into that system. Think like system thinking. Do you know what I'm saying? The second thing I want to touch on is goals, right? Like a lot of people that I've spoken to, like post uni, like a lot of new people that I've met, I said, "Rah, man, bro, your goals are unrealistic, bro. Your goals are big. Your goals are this." I'm like, fam, they are, G. Do you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like,
and you gotta be careful you're speaking to your goals, because something similar happened to me as well.
Like I say it as, fam, shoot for the stars, land on the moon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let no one talk like
or project. Don't let no one project their fears, their lack of understanding
onto your goals.
Yeah.
Like, if your goals are big, own it, accept it, and move.
But do you know what it is? It's so funny because it's also your environment is so key, because you could speak to someone else and you can be like, you're dreaming too small. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I really try, and something that I'm really trying to work on that in terms of, like, you can have friends for different reasons. Not all your friends have to be as hustle as you. Do you know what I mean? But who you kind of speak to about different things is very key, right? And also making sure you're around people that inspire you, people that inspire you to think bigger. And that's kind of also like we said earlier, forming a mastermind where you have people who are doing great stuff and also inspiring you, but also teaching you, like the transparency and everything like that is super key. So that's one thing that I'm super, super aware of, because even a situation where I was speaking to one of my friends on something and they said, oh, they could never do it. But like when I'm speaking to other people, they're like, rah, I know someone who's doing it. Let me connect you with them. Rare. So it's being very selective and picky in terms of who you decide to like talk to about your goals, because you can speak to some people and like you're like, rah, I'm thinking too small. And that's even the same thing, right? When I always talk about it here, because like pricing in business is always a journey, right? Do you know what I mean? Like I speak to one person, and they're like, okay, cool. I'm like, rah, I need to raise my pricing. Then I speak to someone else. They're like, rah, this is how much they're charging. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. And there's a lot of like group think and echo chambers that happen when you're around a certain type of group. That's why it's always good to have conversations with people that are not like you. Do you know what I mean? You never know what you can learn. It's not always the people you're around that you're going to be with forever. Do you know what I mean? And like when you're kind of exposing yourself to different environments, different type of people, like it's expanding my world, my worldview. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing things very 3D rather than linear. Like this is just how things are, black and white. There's really a lot of nuances to life. And even like I said with pricing, when you speak to people who are, for example, in another field doing something very similar to you, and they say they're pricing, you're like, raw. And the reason why they're pricing that is because who their clients are as well. Do you know what I mean? And like now I'm kind of me gauging in terms of what clients I want to serve for. Because you can say a certain price to someone and they'll be like, raw, like, why are you charging this much? For example, why are you charging this much for a website? Where you can speak to someone and they could be like, rah, that's a bit too cheap for a website. We really want this to be good quality.
Yeah.
Like I got told someone charged 80 bags for a website. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, rah, I'm here kind of being holding my tongue to say my actual price. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's very much like environment is so key in everything in terms of who you speak to about your goals, who you work with, who's around you. Because that's where it is. Like everyone wants to be a millionaire, but like, are you actually around people that have that kind of vision and understanding, and also people who can show you how to make that? Because like when you start speaking to people, it's like, okay, what are you actually, and not even on the terms of roasting anyone, but it's like, what are you actually doing, and what is your view? Because a lot of people see $1 million as a lot of money. Some people see it as just the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So it's very much being conscious about your environment. And that's one thing I'm very much aware of now.
Do you know what? That reminds me, so obviously there's like been a huge rise in like crypto, the discussions of crypto. It's like different coins are trending on Twitter, X, Y, and Z, right? I got one of my friends in it, he was like, oh yeah, yo, Alex, like, man wants to jump on this crypto thing. I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, cool, jump on Coinbase, put your money in this coin. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, how much should I put? I was like, bro, how much are you willing to lose, innit? Yeah. Like, I was like, bro, it's a volatile game, G. Like, it's risky, you know what I'm saying? He's like, let me start with $2 bills. I'm like, brother,
yeah,
$2 bills ain't enough. I was like,
no, that's what it is.
I was like, bro, are you trying to look for a quick flip, or are you trying to make life-changing money? Do you know what I'm saying? He's like, but he's like, all right, cool. So he put $2 bills in one, $2 bills in another. I said, my brother, you need to either put more into each coin, or put more into other coins. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I swear. He's like, yeah. And then it's like, and some of my other friends, I'm like, yo, you man, jump on this crypto thing, innit? Like, I'm looking, obviously, I'm not no
guru,
no fucking graft analyst, you know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at the charts, I'm reading stuff on like online, reading like white papers and stuff, looking at YouTube, you know, looking at all the goats on YouTube that discuss crypto and discuss like these altcoins, yeah. They said last year they said to me, they said, yeah, yo, crypto's dead, man. You ain't gonna make no money, you're gonna lose your money. I'm like, all right, say no more. Bro, I shit you not, yeah. 2 weeks ago, I put the past figure of price and a new price, and I just put like my profits in it of what I made, yeah. They were like, hey, yo, how do I sign up?
Yeah. A lot of people don't have skin in the game.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But that's even interesting as well, because like luckily I got friends that are saying, Shubbz, like same thing you're saying, like Shubbz, like you got, bro, start putting some big money in. Like you're not, trust me, you gotta have some more skin in the game. Like if you're really trying to see, and that's the thing, right? You need people to also push you and expand, because like I said, at first we kind of grow up, and I deep too, we kind of grow up and have a relationship with money kind of based on what our parents teach us and what we're taught in school. But as you grow older, you start to learn a lot of things, right? And that you start noticing that, okay, this is not a lot of money. This is actually, do you know what I mean? So it's like, luckily being able to be around people, even like yourself, to show you different ways, and even improve your worldview on money as well, is super key, because you start to clock like, raw, like I'm actually spending this much on shoes. Why can't I put that on something? Do you know what I mean? So I'm definitely with you on that, man.
It's mad, like my risk appetite in crypto, fam, is just like, I take risks, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, once you actually like get your head around it and understand it, it's easy. Like, as in, bro, I was like, you know what, fuck it, man's gonna put some bread into this coin, yeah. Fam, a week later, I woke up, I checked the thing, I was like, bro. I was like, swear down.
Bro, I be waking up checking my Binance.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, fam, you're literally like, people say, oh, they want to make money in their sleep, X, Y, and Z. I was like, fam, this stuff is actually possible. You need to be willing to take the risk.
Yeah. But do you know where it is as well? Because I'm going to talk about kind of why I was hesitant into starting on crypto. And firstly, one thing I'll say is, do not invest in anything you don't have a good understanding of.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I learned when I, for example, I did, so with everything with like AMC, GameStop, BlackBerry, Nokia, when the whole Reddit thing was going crazy, right? I was very much trying to tap in, and I ended up buying some AMC, right? Because I lost the GameStop. I was too late for the GameStop train. But thing is, you have to do your research and really understand. And for example, investing, like the simple rule for investing that someone said is, don't lose money. Like that's the simple rule. Make sure you're not losing money, and understanding that when to cash out, when. Because really and that's the same with crypto, right? You can have all this money and wake up to it every day, but unless you cash it out, you haven't actually made any money just due to how volatile the market is. And before I started putting any of my money in anything properly now, just do my own research. For example, people could refer stuff to me, but actually understanding why it's going to make me money, why it's going to be successful, why it's not a good investment. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So even just using that extra time to watch a quick YouTube video will give you the good understanding. That's kind of what it was with me with Ethereum as well as Cardano. You showed me as well. I had to do my own research in it before I just put money on it, because you can't just follow blindly. I always think it's so important for you to think for yourself and not let anyone think for you. So really understanding what investing is, how it works, and what you're investing in, whether it's crypto, whether it's stocks, just really having a good understanding and doing your own research before you put any money in it. Because at the end of the day, I feel like you should always be responsible for yourself. Don't let anyone kind of be in charge of your life. Do you know what I mean?
What I realised, like, if you let's even take Binance for example, right? It's not an easy platform to use. Like, it's so much different to Coinbase. So like I'm telling people, jump on Binance. You got to do X, Y, and Z to get, for example, I don't know, what's the coin?
Cardano.
Like let's take Cardano for example. You got to buy USD. You got to buy Tether and then convert it.
Funny enough, I use Binance Lite, which is much easier.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's only a limited amount of coins on there. On Binance Lite, there's much more coins on Binance Pro, and it's like I'm telling people this, and they're like, I don't understand. I'm like, listen to my instructions and just do it.
Yeah.
But because it just looks mad complicated, they're just lazy, and it's just like, no, fuck it, it's long. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just got to be willing, man. You got to be willing to take a risk, fam. Like, but fam, the crypto game's mad.
Yeah, I think the one reason that kind of got me into it was just the fact that everything's becoming digital now. And we're legit moving into a digital world, or the digital age. And I just decided I want to be on the sidelines. Do you know what I mean?
Fam, you can now pay using Bitcoin by Apple Pay, bro. That's mad. What, 5, almost 7 years ago, Bitcoin was like 49p. Now it's like 23 bags or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel like when you start to understand, like, you know how in life there's always kind of like for example, the Roaring Twenties, the Renaissance, and all that kind of stuff. There's always events and changes going on, and it's always best for you to kind of be involved rather than just watch it happen. Yeah. And that's even now, for example, I have a digital business. Do you know what I mean? Even now, understanding that, we're in an age where you can start a business off the internet, where I just learned 2 skills: web design, as well as web design and paid ads. Do you know what I mean? I learned those 2 skills. And now I'm able to build a business off it on the internet, learning, okay, cool, I start a website for myself, I build some case studies, do work for people, and then I start charging it for other businesses and stuff like that. It's like there's a lot of changes going on, and it's just you being aware and also making the most out of it, because like this shit is lit. Do you know what I mean? Like, you might as well get involved.
One thing I would say, if it's being talked about, like
it's a bit
on a public forum, it's a little bit too late, fam.
Sure.
Unless you're gonna drop like heavy numbers on there. Do you know what I mean? Heavy numbers. But then, like, even back to what you're saying about starting a business or just doing something for yourself, like it takes confidence, and a lot of people find comfort in security.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what I mean? And one thing that I stand by, is always making sure that I'm in a place of discomfort to make sure that, to ensure that I'm growing and stretching myself.
Growth is painful.
It's horrible. But you reap the benefits.
And I think that's must have been like, I think when I got very used to the pain is what changed everything. And I say it all the time. It's always like I'm repeating myself, but I was never this way a year ago or 2 years ago or when we started the podcast. Even starting the podcast was out of my comfort zone. And just the more you do it, the more reps you do, the more comfortable you are.
Yeah.
And then a lot of things start to become much easier. And that's like habits, right?
Yeah.
Habits are not comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very much easy for you to hop out your bed and go to the kitchen or go brush your teeth. Do you know what I mean? But building that habit, it becomes repeatable without even you noticing subconsciously.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just putting yourself out of your comfort zone. A habit is very, very key, because like you said, there's no growth in comfort. Do you know what I mean? So,
and just to add on to that, like obviously a year on, we're still in the pandemic, right? We're still in lockdown. Well, yeah, lockdown pretty much. It's very easy for people to, you know, go on social media, look on social media, and just like, and just digest everything that's on there.
yeah.
Like, but if you go on there, everyone's putting their best foot forward. Everyone looks 10 out of 10. Everyone looks like they got bread. Everyone's achieving stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, you can compare yourself and just be like, raw, why is this person doing X and I'm not doing X? So for example, like if you go on Insta, bare people are buying yards. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, you then compare yourself. You don't know how they got it. You don't know if they done the Help to Buy. You don't know if they done shared ownership, because, like, for example, so for those who don't go on, like, I don't know, Rightmove or Zoopla or whatever, yeah, like shared ownership, you can buy a proportion of the yard, 25%, 50%, and obviously your deposit is much smaller. So I don't know. So let's say a shared ownership is coming out of the shared ownership, it's like 145,000. You only need what 15%, something even less, something's even 5%. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like you can't compare yourself to what people are doing on social media.
But even the saying, like, someone's step 10 can't be your first step or something like that. Like, people are always just in different parts.
Yeah, and it's like you need to just check out of that. Even if it's like giving yourself a social media break. Like even, bro, I spend less time on Snapchat, bro, because I just find it exhausting. I don't want to be talking to people on Snapchat. I'm saying, like, if you really want to chat to me, ask for my number, just send me a text or just call me. I just don't want to be like, bro. There was one week I was on Snap and I was just seeing the bare negativity, and I was like, I'm trying to protect my peace. Yeah, I don't even want all that, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like people don't understand the power they have. Like, you can mute people, you can unfollow people. You can really curate something that serves you. Like, social media is down to you. It's down to what you see. Obviously, you don't want to just see one thing, but it's really down to if you're constantly seeing things that are making you feel down or disturbing your peace. You actually do have the power to design what you want to see on there. And
that's the thing, like, they're stewing, like, though, you know, like, we're in a pandemic, it's shit, it's extremely negative, it can impact your mental health and whatnot, but it's like, don't stew in that, like, turn it into a positive. And that's what we was even talking about the other day, like how have we turned this lockdown into a positive? Do you know what I mean? You gotta just change your perspective.
Yeah, and even like you said, like, someone else's, like I say all the time, like, it's a positive sum game. Someone else's success doesn't take from you. You should always try and use it as some inspiration to show you what's possible. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. Like, sometimes you might be dreaming too small. When someone shows you what they've done at a certain age or what they're able to do or what they're able to build, it should never be a thing like, like, this person is showing off. It's always should be taken as some form of inspiration to show you what's possible. And you can learn so much. A lot of people don't want to learn from their peers. Do you know what I mean? Or people that look like them, and it's so confusing and backwards.
But it's like, similarly, they don't want to ask because they see it as raw. I'm begging.
Yeah, it's a lot of pride.
Like, fam,
you have to let go of that pride and 100%. ego.
And
like, who are you? Do you know what I mean?
And it's just like, there's one thing I say, what is it? It's like, if you want to learn how to play, if you want to learn how to play football and be sick at football. Don't ask a rugby player.
Mm.
Ask someone that's doing it. Ask someone that's in the position that you want to be in.
Sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, it's just mad.
Yeah, me, I'm shameless.
Yeah,
I can ask anyone for help. I don't even care. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's only upsides. It doesn't take anything from me. Like DMing someone, if they air me, I'm not. Do you get me? If they air me, I don't lose. If they give me a stupid reply, I don't lose nothing. I might get one or two things from it. So there's only upsides. So like, what's the worst that could actually happen? Is just you. And even on the podcast, for example, asking people to come on, like there's only an upside. Like, what's the worst that can happen? They say no, it doesn't change the course. Do you know what I mean? It's very much still the same. It's just a level, like, and then there's only up. Do you know what I mean? So
word.
very much with you on that. Firstly, we'd like to thank everyone who's purchased one.
Yeah, man.
Extremely grateful for all the support. That we managed to sell out our first batch.
Yeah, man.
I didn't want to tell people we sold out because I wanted to keep selling, but really happy with like the success of the planners. It was just something Alex and I very much needed.
Yeah.
Just in terms of staying on top of our productivity. Really, like we said, writing down our goals, writing down our systems, our notes. And yeah, just trying to create something in which we can frequently reflect on. So yeah, very grateful. We still have some in stock. So you can just check us out on our website, hustlesmart.co.uk. Yeah, you can purchase one. Should be with you very soon after purchasing.
Yeah. 2 to 3 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, even that was another journey and learning experience. Creating a product.
Yeah.
So yeah, even just being honest now that we've managed to jump that hurdle. Even for example, we came up with the idea in December.
Yeah.
We had to put out the idea like before it got too late, and everyone was looking for planners.
Yeah.
And like it didn't come till January, second week in January, where
and we was going back and forth. Like when should we order it? This, that. Yeah, no, like, it was a journey.
It was a journey, man. Finding suppliers, and even with this, we couldn't even see it before. Do you know what I mean? We had to take that risk. We had to put that amount of money with a company who, like, luckily we done our research and saw the Google reviews, but we didn't know how the product will come out. Yeah. We could just explain it and describe it to the best of our ability, but we didn't know it would be even like this thick. Do you know what I'm saying?
When I saw it, I was like, right, that's kind of big, blood.
Yeah. But even then, like, has been a whole experience.
Yeah.
Even managing expectations, even managing all the feedback we got.
Don't even get me started on that. But it's for me, it's definitely been helpful.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Whether it's like obviously I write down like my tasks in it in the book. I even go like flick through it, read some of the quotes. Do you know what I'm saying? It's definitely been useful. In terms of just giving me structure. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
Oh, one thing I do want to mention actually, because I was talking to one guy, he recently graduated uni, right? He's like, I can't find a job. I'm like, alright, cool, let me look at your CV. Looked at his CV, it needs work in it, but it's not bad, it's not a terrible CV. Then I was like, how many applications are you doing a day? He said 5. I said 5. I said, brother, you're doing 5 applications a day. I said, you don't want to find a job.
He doesn't want to find a job.
I said, you need to bundle out to 50.
Doesn't want to find a job.
I said, he's like 50. I was like, yeah,
it's a
bro.
numbers game.
50 applications a day, bro.
It's a numbers game. Like ask anyone everyone struggles to find a job. Do you know what I mean? And it's good. Like people should always feel comfortable to reach out to us if they need feedback, any help. Like we're here to serve, so always feel free to reach out to us if you ever need any help. For example, Alex in terms of getting a job, me in terms of building a business, always here to help, answer questions. Luckily, I managed to start off with, like I said, a newsletter, doing that weekly, giving people tips and advice because I can't speak to thousands of people on a one-to-one. That's why I'm really happy with the podcast as well. We can just give out some game through the podcast so they can reach as many ears, do you know what I mean? So same as the newsletter, so you can find out my bios as well and have a read. But yeah, man, what you been working on this year, bro? What's new for you?
So this year, obviously, the crypto stuff, like, and obviously just getting more involved in like just property investment. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm just slowly but steady building that. And yeah, like my aim last year was to just invest in one.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? By the grace of God, I was able to do two.
2 properties.
Yeah. So this year, I'm trying to do 3G.
Let's go.
Do you know what I mean? So there's that. And obviously, Hustle Smart wise, we got a budgeting planner coming out. So that's going to be very useful. So it's something that I use right
I need
now,
it as well.
where I, track my incoming, track my outgoings. If I want to do I don't spend money anyway because we're in the pandemic. There's nowhere to go. But if I want to spend recklessly, I input it in the budget. If the budget's making sense, then I spend. If not, don't spend. You know what I'm saying, just try and live by that. Because one of the reasons why I started using it is because I was watching a video like a couple years ago, and it basically said that wealth is made in the gap, right?
Mm-hmm.
In short, lower your outgoings, increase your incomings, and that's where wealth is made.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I messaged you, and I even messaged my boy Manny as well. Like, bro, like it's very, very key to stay on top of it, because even though, like, for example, I'm making money and I'm spending money.
Mm-hmm.
And even though in my head I'm like, nah, you've made this amount this month, so you're making more than you're spending. You still don't know what you're spending on. And you can just check your account, like, where the hell did all my money go? Do you know what I mean? So it's just super key to stay on top. And like I said, if you want to get to the thousands, millions, you have to know how to handle the small amounts coming in. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, building those habits, building it from young, building your relationship with money, making sure you're able to stay on top of your finances. And that budgeting tool is definitely something I need, and I'm sure others could really benefit from it as well. Good. So really looking forward. We still have our planner. We're still working on different products as well, just to help.
You didn't mention
people.
what you're working on though separately.
Oh, what I'm working on.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, cool. So just my agency, my digital marketing agency, just been working on that, doing a rebrand right now. So it's taking up a lot of my time, but super excited. Super excited in terms of the agency and the work we're doing with our clients as well. So helping people in terms of branding design, branding frameworks, guidelines, and also ad campaigns or even web design as well. So really looking forward to building that. I feel like I just keep on learning. Every day is a learning experience. I just focus on being 1% better every day. Do you know what I mean? And that's always by me pushing myself, learning something new, or putting like a new system in place. So for example, like learning from other people, like I legit like love YouTube because there's so much game on there, do you know what I mean? And it's just you going down that rabbit hole, finding out how one person done it. For example, I was learning about Nike earlier on today, how they built a brand from just like a simple product. So just learning so much and just also applying it and executing it as well. Learning as I go along, very much teaching while learning, hence why the podcast, the newsletter, just me like making notes and saying it out loud. So I'm learning as I'm going along and making sure I'm giving that out as well. So that's kind of what I'm working on, to be honest.
And Hustle Smart Wares, obviously, as I said before, we've got the budgeting spreadsheet coming out. Work on the affirmations book as well. Master classes and workshops. So
yeah, but also let us know what you think, what you guys need. But it always, like, we love collaborating with people as well, seeing who we can work together with, just to bring something that can help our community, help our people, our listeners, just advance.
Off the back of that, I showed Shubbz this yesterday. I received a DM in it to my inbox, So I want to give a shout out,
you gotta give him a shout
out, man. K Banks 177,
Hustler.
Because he's a real hustler, like a proper hustler. Like when he asked me the question, I had to give him what he wanted.
Tell him what the question.
So basically, he grabbed one of the planners in it. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "I got my planner. Like it's hard." He's like, "Yo, look, if I refer people, like, it's like, what? Can you pattern me something?"
Yeah, he was asking for permission.
I was like, "Yo,
we never thought about it. Now we got ambassadors." I
was like, "All right, cool. Earn your commission, G." You know what I'm saying? Like, have to respect it.
Yeah.
Have to respect
Hustle
it.
Smart. Picture some stuff in it. Ears always open.
No, word. Large up.
Shout out K Banks. But thank you everyone for listening. Really happy to be back. It's been a while, but yeah, man, our foot's on the gas. We're back here now, so expect very much more from us. Let us know who you would like on the podcast as well. Like, no one's out of our reach. We're always able to make it happen. If there's a way, there's a will. If there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, thank you all for all the support so far. Check out our planners. Check out the work we're doing. On the way here, Manny and I, we came up with the word of the week.
What was it?
The word of the week is vertical integration. When I say that, I mean being able to see how you can very much own your value chain, see what you can put and what you can control and what you can own. For example, Nipsey used to say it all the time in terms of like creation, owning, control and distribution. And we were just talking about Steel Bangles. He managed to buy a Urus and but he's Urus, or the Lamborghini Urus, he's renting it out for music videos, but he's also using it when he wants to.
Yeah.
And it was super interesting because he's a producer, he has a network of listeners, and he's able to create something that also involves him but doesn't take away much of his time. So just seeing how you can very much add to your value chain in terms of who you are, who you have access to, what you're doing, what else you can add in it, what you can control. So vertical integration, if I didn't explain it well, feel free to Google it, watch YouTube videos. But yeah, that's the word of the week for me.
That's it, there you go. Thank you for tuning in. Come back next time, innit?
Yeah, remember to always focus on things that move the needle.
Bow.